Welcome to the Women of Color STEM Conference. Reset to Rise, our 2020 Women of Color Virtual STEM Conference. From waves of change come oceans of opportunities. This has always been our Women of Color STEM Conference message and mission. Come ride the waves of change as you explore our limitless oceans of opportunities that can enrich, inspire, connect, and support your continued professional and personal growth that have always been the hallmarks of our women-driven conference. As always, you belong here within our trusted community. Ride the waves of change as we reset to rise. The world is counting on us.
Good evening. I'm Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I'm so proud to welcome you because I know firsthand the collective strength of women that can overcome any obstacle. I'm also a mom, so I know the multitasking so many of you are doing. Finally, I know that women have been rising to reset long before a global pandemic. So my message is this: keep going. I'm so grateful that Detroit, Michigan continues to be the home for the Women of Color STEM Conference. Your accomplishments in science, technology, engineering, and math are helping to drive our nation forward in absolutely every area of our lives, from defense to cybersecurity to aerospace and exploration to telecom, healthcare, education, and transportation. What we celebrate this weekend for all the world to see is that diversity and inclusion powers this collective and empowers our nation. We intuitively know that the way to make room at the table for people of color is to make the table bigger, especially now. While we have made progress, we have to continue to move forward. Equal pay, affordable childcare, and more. This year marks the 100th anniversary of the passage of the 19th Amendment, guaranteeing and protecting women's constitutional right to vote. As we reset to rise, in this time of profound difficulty, let us take action. Pledge to vote and make a plan to do so. Our voices are powerful, not just as women, but as people who want our nation to become one that secures the rights of all people, regardless of color or gender. And it's imperative that we use our voices at the ballot box. Congratulations to you all, and thank you for continuing to put your faith in Michigan.
And now, please welcome United States Senator from Michigan, the Honorable Gary Peters.
Hello, I'm U.S. Senator Gary Peters, and welcome to the 2020 Women of Color STEM Virtual Conference. I wish I could be welcoming you all to Detroit this year, but I'm certainly glad this year's organizers were able to put this conference together remotely. I want to recognize all of the STEM professionals and recruiters here today. Your important work is not only changing the way we view the world today, but will also help empower the next generation to develop the ideas, the products and systems that will keep our nation at the forefront of innovation. As the global marketplace continues to become increasingly reliant on new technologies, promoting advances in STEM fields and ensuring that students from all walks of life can access critical programs is absolutely essential. That is why events like this are more important than ever. And this conference is a testament to the impact of all of you here today and what you can do to make this world a better place. In the Senate, I've been proud to pass legislation into law promoting diversity in STEM fields. This is so important because in today's interconnected world, we're no longer competing against each other. We are competing across the globe for the skills that will power the jobs and industries of the future. We must embrace our diversity, which has always been our nation's strength if we want to succeed. With technology rapidly advancing and new discoveries being made every day, this is an exciting time to be alive. The future holds unlimited promises to help make new discoveries and build the next big thing. And I can't wait to see all that you do. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the conference.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the Garden Theater in Detroit, it's the virtual, the vital, the vibrant production of the 25th Women of Color STEM Conference, a big multicultural event that could have gone to Broadway, but instead chose the Motor City. A story so big, so bold, it deserves to be told because even a global pandemic could not keep it down. And featuring live on stage 4 socially distancing dancers because any more would be unsafe. All in partnership with Women of Color Magazine, Texas Southern University, and Oakland University, and sponsored by General Motors Corporation, Amazon, and AWS. We welcome you to the Women of Color's Awards Gala, brought to you by Aerotech Easy and Ford Motor Company. Join us as we resume the most prestigious award show of the year, right here, live from Detroit. But first, here's CCG Team Baltimore, Courtney Taborn and Ray Kennedy.
We welcome this opportunity to gather, to celebrate, to acknowledge, to applaud the brilliant women of STEM. We need this night. We need this conference, and we need one another.
This has been such an extraordinary year on so many levels. In addition to the challenges we have faced and continue to be confronted with as individuals, families, companies, and as a nation, we have endured the profound loss of major iconic figures who have been our beacons of hope.
One of those figures was John Lewis, who was an American statesman of the highest order, a civil rights leader whose dignity never faded, despite every blow he endured, an inspiring United States congressman for over 33 years who never wavered from his mission to serve our nation and sustain our souls.
Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg showed us what a diminutive powerhouse looks like, staving off assaults on her ability early on to become one of the most revered and respected women in recent history, who was unrelenting in her support of women's rights and achieved rock star status among women and men.
While actor Chadwick Boseman was known for his breakthrough roles as James Brown, Jackie Robinson, and Thurgood Marshall, it was his star turn as the Black Panther that brought immeasurable pride of Afroculture to every inner city neighborhood as children of color saw themselves in him. To quote Chadwick, when you are deciding on next steps, next jobs, next career, further education, you should find purpose rather than a job or a career. Purposes crosses disciplines. Purpose is an essential element of you. It is the reason you are on this planet at this particular time in history. The struggles along the way are only meant to shape you for your purpose. Thanks to the humanity and dignity Chadwick Boseman brought to his Black Panther role, children around the world saw someone who looked like them and they walked taller. The Wakanda salute has become a symbol to celebrate Black excellence.
Likewise, as young girls join family members in watching our Women of Color STEM honorees of every color, they can see what happens when they dream big.
ना तू टलदी ना तेरे नैन टलदे ते तीजा हुस्न तेरा बेईमान कुड़े दिला वाले यारों दिला दी फिक्र पै गई ते किते हो ना
order to know the bones of a city, you have to know every brick of its story, the central pulse that connects a community. You have to look up toward its universal ceiling through the wondrous eyes of a child. Detroit is a city of innovators who showed the world how to put large dreams on wheels. Traveling up south people with faith in their stride, pride in the tip of a hat, the ones who hurdled over hardship and had the heart to still lead. Sometimes you must move with great intention, with force, with tears, fiercely into the unknown in order to survive. Michigan Central Station is more than a stained glass memory of our mothers and fathers. It is the bustling new center of the future of global mobility, a destination spot for creatives, a meeting place for the most brilliant. What better place to revolutionize the core of Ford Motor Company than on top of our inspirational real-world streets of possibility? This can't be done alone. We need all of you to show up. Search for inspiration. It's under the hood, inside our chests. We are the bold ones, ready to build the world we are moving into, not the one we've always known. Unafraid to go back to our beginning in order to push triumphantly into the future. Imagine the body of our car as a body of a people, painted with thousands of extraordinary colors. Ideas fueling our machines that drop off the most important little people in the world to elementary schools at 8 a.m. every morning. We will never forget when our busy streets turned empty. Bird songs drowning out the morning commute, later to be filled up with the sound of resistance. Our resilient bones, an assembly line of interchangeable parts, a metropolis of ideas, our minds, the workstations of the future right off Michigan Avenue. A place that remembers how we arrived will create the powerful roadmap to where we must go next. Welcome to the mobility capital of the world. Welcome home. We can't get there without you.
Powering Ford Motor Company is its chief technology officer who leads the company's global research organization, overseeing the development and implementation of the company's technology strategy. Please welcome Dr. Ken Washington.
Hi, I'm Ken Washington, Chief Technology Officer of Ford Motor Company, and I'm here in Detroit to welcome you, wherever you are, to the Women of Color magazine's 25th annual STEM Conference Gala. We are connecting tonight at a moment of shared awareness and opportunity to bring about racial justice. Let me share with you what I think all of us bring to that moment by gathering together right now. This conference has always been about making face-to-face connections in panels, in the hallways, over coffee, and while sharing a meal. Over the last 7 months, we've continued making face-to-face connections in new ways, with friends, our families, with our colleagues. And today, on our screens, we see your face, you. Take a moment to look at the beautiful, diverse faces on your screen at this very moment. This is a moment of connection, of belonging. Unfortunately, it's not always this easy to have these types of moments in business. Because, like many of you, I have often been the only one in the room who looks like me. And let me tell you, a lot of times they were pretty big rooms. Many know what I'm talking about, especially in STEM. This conference is about showing the world what the faces of STEM can, should, and increasingly do look like. Those faces look a lot like the faces in this virtual room today. Those squares you've seen on Zoom and WebEx calls all day for the last 7 months. You. The future of STEM looks exactly like you. The future of STEM also looks a lot like tonight's honoree as Technologist of the Year, Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams. She has spent her life doing what we're all doing tonight, making face-to-face connections with other people of color and pulling them up. People like she and I are responsible for holding the ladders so women of color can rise in STEM careers. Your job is to climb those ladders. At Ford Motor Company, we are a mobility company. And when it comes to women of STEM, women of color in STEM, we are an upward mobility company. When it comes to your future, the Ford Motor Company is in the ladder building and ladder holding business. STEM can only truly make people's lives better for everyone if everyone is represented at the table where the future is created. If you can see my face, I want you to hear my words and write them down in your heart. You belong at that table. The future has a place set for each and every single one of you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Principal of Inclusion Performance Solutions and National Chair of the Women of Color STEM Conference, Monica Emerson.
I am so thrilled to be here, and I want to thank Senator Gary Peters and Governor Gretchen Whitmer for their opening words and enthusiastic support this evening. Even COVID-19 could not stop the power of women of color in STEM as we join together to do what we do best: inspire, invent, reset, and rise. I am so proud to tell you that this year, despite so many challenges and changes, that Women of Color STEM Conference received more award entries than ever before. And maybe, just maybe, it's because the power of women in science, technology, engineering, and math knows no bounds and grows stronger each year. It's because of events like this that continue to draw attention to who we are and what we do. It's because we learn from one another in seminars, in lectures, and good old conversations, whether face-to-face or screen-to-screen. Women are power, and we empower one another. Year after year, one of the strongest takeaways I hear again and again from our conference attendees is the strength of our shared wisdom and collaboration. As women, we know what it is to reset, to rise, because we've been doing it our whole lives. Each time we take on a new challenge, each time we reach beyond expectations, each time we take a leap and know the net will appear, each time we reinvent ourselves. Whenever we meet and share, we grow. Our strength, our purpose, our determination propels us forward, and we rise. Enjoy the evening.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our MCs. From an early age, Canadian-born Priya Mann knew she wanted to be a reporter. Her first shot was at CFJC News in Kamloops, British Columbia, where she won a prestigious award for her story, Remembering Afghanistan. In 2013, Priya joined Detroit's #1 TV station, WDIV Local 4. Andrew Humphrey is an Emmy Award-winning meteorologist and reporter at WDIV-TV Local 4. He is the first and only Detroit meteorologist with 2 degrees in meteorology, and the first and only broadcast meteorologist in the world with a degree in meteorology from MIT. Please welcome Priya Mann and Andrew Humphrey.
We'll clap. Andrew, it's great to be back here with you.
Oh, it certainly is. Second year in a row, and we're having a wonderful time right here in Motown. Beautiful weather today, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
And, you know, things are a little bit different this year.
Yes, a little bit different due to circumstances not under our control. But as with women of color in STEM, we roll with it and we succeed, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I have to say that under normal circumstances, the crowd that shows up at the Women of Color STEM conference is about the sharpest group of women and men really dressed to the nines.
The gowns are gorgeous.
You're absolutely right. And the tuxes make me realize how un-GQ like I am.
No, I won't let you do that. You always look handsome, Andrew.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. You look stunning as well. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you. It is a very cool crowd that comes every year. But you know what I'm thinking right now?
What is that?
Well, I'm wondering, what are people wearing at home?
Exactly. Nightgowns, pajamas,
yoga pants,
sweatpants. It reminds us of our morning show that we do every morning, or the evening shows when we do them, like later on tonight.
Absolutely. Do you think they make sweatpants in a tux?
That's a good idea. Patent pending, everybody, right now.
Wouldn't that be so comfortable?
It certainly would.
Well, why don't you at home reach out on social media and tell us what you're wearing?
That's right. And this is not a commercial for State Farm, everybody. My name is Andrew and not Jake.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure.
Well, so much is different this year. What remains constant is the tremendous talent in the women we're honoring tonight, the STEM power of women of color. We have power in engineering from Boeing's Evelyn Moore, MITRE's Janine Patterson, Lockheed Martin's Demetria Hall, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers Colonel Antoinette Gant. It's power in quality assurance from Bell Textron's Claudia Morales, and power in education from the University of the District of Columbia's Dr. Bushra Ahmed Saeed.
Also, it's progress in aerospace and exploration from NASA's Karen Bradford, Michelle Dominguez, and Anatella Alune, and from Collins Aerospace's Jasmine LaFleur. Advancement in telecommunications from AT&T's Rachel Smith. Military strength across multiple platforms from the Air Force Research Laboratories' Monique Brisson and Nevers' Adrienne Somerville, Priscilla Ford, and Trina Jackson.
And developments in defense from Raytheon's Shanique Smith, Missile Defense Agency's Tara Battle, and the Boeing Company's Tonya Noble. Scientific discovery from National Science Foundation's Dr. Bithika Khan, IBM's Dr. Yufeng Ho, and Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratories' Xiomara Calderon Cologne, to Leidos's Dr. Carol Brevet, and the United States Department of Agriculture's Dr. Chavonda Jacobs Young. The broad reach of research and development from the Air Force Research Laboratories, Dr. Candace Hatcher Solis, and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, Barbara Pilot.
Medical innovation from Lido's Dr. Reina Matsuno. Automotive leadership from Tamberlin Golden. Limitless invention from IBM's Vanessa Michelini.
And nuclear security from U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission's Taikia Govin and Jasmine Gilliam. The promise of health from Abbott's Dr. Karen Rodriguez. A lifetime of achievement from our 2020 Technologist of the Year, Rear Admiral Dr. Sylvia Trent-Adams.
And the power of diversity and inclusion represented by all 32 of tonight's honorees. Please join us in applauding the power of all women.
And you know, in years past, that applause is deafening.
That's right. All the way up and down Woodward Avenue, ladies and gentlemen.
Now it's our pleasure to introduce our Gala sponsor speaker from Aerotech, the leading recruitment and staffing agency worldwide, and Easy, an Aerotech company and world leader in engineering services. He is president of engineering and sciences at Aerotech and Easy. He joined Aerotech, Easy's parent company, in 1993, and most recently served as Aerotech's senior vice president of operations. Please welcome Chad Cooley.
Good evening and welcome to the 2020 Women of Color STEM Awards Gala. I hope that you have enjoyed this year's conference given the circumstances, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to be a part of this evening as we bring the conference to a close. It has been a privilege for Aerotech and EASY to sponsor the Women of Color Conference for more than a decade now. Here at Aerotech, we attract top talent in the STEM field to fulfill our mission on connecting exceptional talent with great companies. Our partnership with Women of Color is a reflection of the value that we place on recognizing and celebrating the accomplishments of women of color who are impacting STEM professions and the world around them. I've spent time reflecting on the themes of the conference. Reset to rise. The world is counting on us. And recognition in our rightful place. As the president of Aerotech's Engineering and Sciences business and EASY, I strive every day to integrate inclusion and diversity into the fabric of our organization. By fostering an environment of respect and equality, diverse teams can better engage and develop their people to help propel innovation, making companies and society much stronger. I am passionate and committed to advancing inclusion and diversity in STEM professions. In closing, I want to congratulate all of the talented nominees and winners this evening. You have made significant achievements, earning respect from not just your peers, but more importantly, inspiring the next generation to follow in your footsteps. This evening, we recognize your strength, your leadership, and your success. I hope you have all enjoyed the evening, and thank you.
Thank you, Chad. And we want to give special thanks to the multi-talented Dil de Rangeen co-ed dance team that performed live at the top of our evening. Originating in Punjab, Bhangra is a folk dance that originally emerged as a way to rejoice in the harvest season. Now, the dance moves were initially created to represent the crops flowing in the wind. This dance team competes around the country and were brought to you by Shanti World Music. And as a Punjabi, I think it's just so cool. And I'm so proud of these young people for their amazing performance. It's really awesome.
Instilling pride in everyone. That's wonderful. And what a small world.
Absolutely, right?
I love the weather part too. Being a meteorologist, wind and crops.
I knew it. It was right up your alley.
Exactly right.
Way to go, guys.
Now, also performing live throughout our gala award ceremony tonight is the popular Quiet Storm Trio. We want to tell you that also that during our awards event, you'll have the chance to win some great prizes just by texting. And that's starting right now. Just text WOCSTEM.gala2020 to this number, 77948. 77948. And you'll be contacted if you're a winner. Now, coming up soon are some super achievers in STEM from the University of the District of Columbia, Bell Textron, and Lockheed Martin. And first up is a shining star from NASA. The presenter of the Student Leadership Undergraduate Level Award is the Deputy Center Director at NASA's Ames Research Center in Silicon Valley. She collaborates with the Center Director to guide research in aeronautics, science and exploration technologies that support aeronautics and space missions for NASA and the nation. Please welcome Carol.
Michelle Dominguez is an outstanding young Latina who, through hard work and sacrifice, has excelled both academically and professionally. She combines her achievements and responsibilities with her proven desire to help others succeed. Michelle does outreach with NASA and goes to different events to talk about engineering and NASA's mission. While doing outreach, she gets a chance to tell her story as a first-generation college student and inspire others, including young minority women, to follow their dreams and goals of pursuing higher education in the STEM field despite any obstacles they may face. I'm proud to present Michelle Dominguez.
My parents immigrated from Mexico to the United States at a young age. They didn't finish their education or obtain careers, but they worked hard to make ends meet. Seeing their daily struggles inspired my belief that with tenacity and grit, I could accomplish any goal I pursued. I dreamed of becoming a mechanical engineer, and as an undergraduate student, I started a NASA internship. This became the foundation for my career as a NASA engineer, supporting the mechanical design and testing of next-generation rotorcraft. The love and support of my hardworking family helped make my dreams become a reality. Thank you.
What an inspiring story. Michelle, as a first-generation college student in your family, you have inspired so many young people to follow their dreams, and we wish you continued success. The presenter of Educational Leadership College Level Promotion of Education Award is the Chief Academic Officer and Provost of the University of the District of Columbia, who helps lead UDC's academic and research enterprises. During his 22-year career, he has served as tenured professor, department chair, associate dean, two-time chief diversity officer, and principal investigator and director of the McNair Scholars Program. Please welcome Dr. Lawrence T. Potter, Jr.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Lawrence Potter Jr., Chief Academic Officer at the University of the District of Columbia in our nation's capital. Excellence is going far beyond the call of duty, doing more than others expect. It comes from striving, maintaining the highest standards, looking after the smallest detail, and going the extra mile. Today, we celebrate the achievements of Dr. Saeed for her leadership in leading our allied health programs to national accreditations and creating the Women in STEM forums here at the University of the District of Columbia. These forums provide students with insights on career pathways in STEM and allied health disciplines. This award acknowledges a servant leader whose work advances our university mission and has impactful outcomes on the lives of the university's students who are enrolled at our branch campus, passionately known as our community college. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you Dr. Bushra Ahmad Saeed.
Thank you, Dr. Potter, for the lovely introduction. You can do this, is what my best friend of 15 years told me when everyone in my life circle discouraged me from starting my career in the United States. Coming from a conservative family, there were constant remarks that people of my race, my religion, and my color will always be treated as second-class citizens, and that I would be exposed to unhealthy work environments. But my friend kept motivating me to explore my potential, to keep moving forward, and to reach for the stars. Thanks to her support and constant encouragement, I learned to harness my ability and to lead from the front and to keep looking ahead. This reward acknowledges my journey. Thank you, everyone, for your wonderful support. Thank you.
And Bushra, thank you. And thank you for those wonderful words of encouragement as well and telling that personal story. You can do this. It needs to be said more often to more people, more women just like you, from when they're little girls through kindergarten all the way through graduate school. Bushra, also, how fortunate are you to have a friend by your side cheering you on? Now you are doing the same for others, an example to all. Now the presenter of the Educational Leadership Corporate Promotion of Education Award is Executive Vice President of Integration Operations for Bell Textron Incorporated. He is focused on building a world-class global operations team at Bell while keeping safety a top priority for the company. Please welcome Paul Watts.
At Bell, we pride ourselves in lifting others up and promoting STEM education to today's youth. The individual we are recognizing is a critical asset to our educational outreach efforts and constantly inspires others to achieve the impossible. She continues to engage with youth and work in our communities and schools, many of which are in economically disadvantaged areas. She is extremely passionate in being a role model for young women in North Texas to pursue their education in engineering, just as she once did. She has always pushed past possible. I'm proud to present Claudia Morales.
My parents came from very different educational backgrounds. My dad completed 6th grade, and my mom was a dentist. Both of them shared the same passion for education, working hard, and helping others. I was raised to believe that I could achieve anything I set my mind to. Our house was modest, yet had a small library, filled with hundreds and hundreds of books. I was fortunate enough to attend a technical middle school, and that's where I developed my passion for engineering. That's where math came alive, as the results that we would get from formulas would be the same that we would obtain while measuring our circuits. Industrial engineering has provided me an amazing and challenging career, and it gave me many practical tools to efficiently balance a professional career while raising 4 children. I would like to dedicate this award to all the children that we have mentored throughout the years, especially those that are considering a career in STEM or are already pursuing a career in STEM. Thank you very much.
And thank you, Claudia. You are a trailblazer, and accomplishing all of this while raising 4 kids, you're simply amazing. Congratulations. The presenter of the Community Service and Industry Award is Vice President of Functional Engineering for Lockheed Martin Aeronautics Company. With 36 years experience in the development of advanced aerospace defense products, he guides the team that provides engineering support for all programs at Lockheed Martin Aeronautics. Please welcome J.D. McFarland III.
I'm excited to introduce you to Demetria F. Hall, a highly accomplished engineer at Lockheed Martin Aeronautics. Demetria is very passionate about exposing students to engineering and currently leads a diverse team of volunteer engineers that promote STEM at local area schools, national events, and universities. Under her leadership, the program impacted over 30,000 students and professionals in 2019. Her actions exemplify the core values of what it means to be a great leader and role model for the Women of Color STEM Community Service in Industry Award. I'm proud to present to you Ms. Demetria F. Hall.
At the young age of 12, my motivation for becoming an engineer was to be able to afford a pair of Jordache jeans. Growing up in a small town, I had limited role models, but a 10-minute conversation with a local engineer, Mr. Luther Martin, changed my life. He looked me in the eye and said, "You can do this." He knew I loved math and science and encouraged me, though there were few women of color in engineering then. Now I pay it forward, inspiring the next generation of engineers. I thank my mother for her loving support and J.D. McFarland for this nomination. But the true reward is hearing, "I want to be an engineer just like you." Thank you.
And Demetria, thank you. Yes, you can applaud everybody, even though you're at home and you're watching this remotely. And I'm hearing a pattern here, aren't you? You can do this. I think we hear an upcoming slogan for the rest of the conference and for future conferences, right? Now, we all know we have a lot of very smart people throughout our digital universe who are watching us right now. And we're going to test your knowledge by asking you several polling questions to see just how much you know about women of color history. You see the QR code that's on your screen right now? That's your signal to pick up your cell phone, take a picture of that QR code, and see just how smart you are with this polling question. What year did the city of Detroit host the Women of Color STEM Conference for the first time? Was it A, 2010, B, 2008, C, 2004, or D, 2014? The answer is coming up shortly. Coming up right now are more of our STEM stars from Naval Air Systems, NASA, General Motors, and AT&T. First up, we celebrate a Raytheon star. The presenter of the Community Service and Industry Award is the Executive Director of Engineering Quality at Pratt & Whitney, a Raytheon Technologies company. She is responsible for providing strategic direction and technical leadership to the Matrix engineering organization and ensures the proper integration and technical execution across the legacy commercial engine programs whilst ensuring product design quality, adherence to schedule and cost, and compliance with program and customer requirements. Please welcome Dion Henry.
Jasmine LaFleur is Chief of Staff for the Aerostructures Vice President of Engineering at Collins Aerospace and the first African-American woman to hold this position. The youngest employee inducted into the corporate-wide African-American Emerging Technical Leaders Program, she's energized by making circumstances better than she found them. As chair of the African American Forum, she held her first Black History Month event in 2019. Jasmine's vision for the event was celebrated on a company-wide scale. As a result of her leadership in Collins Aerospace's annual Introduce a Girl to Engineering Day, she recognized that girls of color rarely participated. To correct this, she co-founded the nonprofit Greater Than Tech to attract girls of color to STEM. Please welcome Jasmine LaFleur.
Thank you, Dion, for that wonderful introduction. I truly appreciate it. Born and raised from Flint, Michigan to a single mother, Lolita LaFleur, I learned that family dynamics can shape how we see ourselves in the world as women of color. When I was a cheerleader in high school and I wanted to get my belly button pierced, my mom would ask, would Oprah get her belly button pierced? When I did an introductory flight lesson in college, my mom posted my picture all over her office in the plane. She asked, would Black aviator Bessie Coleman be embarrassed about her picture being posted? Even when we had disagreements, my mom would sometimes say, you're acting like Condoleezza Rice. Well, Mom, I stand here today saying thank you. Thank you for being my biggest supporter and always equating me to Black role models. You've helped me define myself, how I should see myself in the world, and even though the world hasn't always seen me the same way. I miss you. I love you. Rest in peace. Mom, this is for you and to all the girls of color who want to be the next technology business leaders of the world. Thank you.
Jasmine, you moved me to tears. Your mom is so extremely proud of you, and so are all of us. We are just in awe of everything you've been able to do with your career, and I know there's a lot of little girls who are looking up to you. So way to go, Jasmine. Well, okay, everyone. If you guessed 2014 was the year the city of Detroit first hosted the Women of Color STEM Conference, you're right. Now to present the Community Service and Government Award, please welcome back Monica Emerson.
Miss Priscilla Ford, career electrical engineer, pays it forward as founder of nonprofit Mercury San Diego track and field team, the largest in San Diego County. Her strong leadership qualities are changing young people's path through athletic discipline, empowerment, and educating over 100 youth yearly on health issues impacting this underserved community. Her support goes well beyond athletics and mentorship, academics, community service, family assistance, and prevention and intervention for high-risk children. Priscilla has trained Olympic hopefuls, NFL candidates, and several national champions who have attended college on track scholarships. Her events continue to encourage and influence the next generation of youth about their opportunities and possibilities. I am proud to present Miss Priscilla Ford.
Thank you, Monica. In 1963, my father, a Navy veteran, decided to move our family from Alabama to California after explaining to my oldest sister, who was 4, that she could not play in a local park because it was for whites only. To be born, raised in a diverse community was all my father ever wanted for us. So we can grow up in an environment where we'll be treated equally without the boundaries of racism. Though I know racism still exists, I continue to strive for the day when people will be measured by their actions, characters, rather than their skin color. That's why this Community Service Award is especially meaningful to me. Thank you, and thank you, women of color.
In times of social distancing, we're working to connect you with the things you need to live, to learn, to look forward. Providing new jobs for over 175,000 people. Behind these masks, the best of humanity is revealed. A desire to help. A passion to serve. It shows up on your doorstep, in your home, in hospitals, and in communities across the globe. Helping people stay connected. Keeping kids entertained and educated. Powering the search for a cure. No matter the challenge, we will keep going, keep connecting, keep delivering.
Alicia Bowler Davis is the Vice President of Global Customer Fulfillment at Amazon. She has the responsibility for the network of hundreds of sites around the world. In addition, she leads the worldwide network of customer service operations and technology, as well as the sustainability, product safety and security, product compliance, robotics, and Amazon fulfillment technologies, the technical team that builds the tools used across worldwide operations. Alicia actually started her career at General Motors, where she spent nearly 25 years. Please welcome the 2014 Woman of Color Technologist of the Year and 2018's Black Engineer of the Year, Alicia Bowler Davis.
I'm very honored to have this opportunity to speak at the Women of Color STEM Conference this year. I'd like to thank Tyrone Taborn, Monica Emerson, and the entire Career Communications Group for recognizing the achievements of diverse leaders in STEM. For over 25 years, through this conference and other efforts, Career Communications Group has advocated for diverse women long before it was conventional or popular by promoting their achievements, providing professional development, and networking opportunities. Congratulations to all the award winners tonight, with a special congratulations to this year's Technologist of the Year, Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams. It is great to recognize all of you who are at the forefront of major STEM advancements in industry, academia, government, and the military. As the materials for this conference indicate, women hold the majority of American jobs, yet we continue to be underrepresented in STEM careers. Amazon is proud to be a sponsor of an event that specifically focuses on women of color in STEM. Tonight, I'd like to first and foremost offer encouragement. My greatest inspiration from a family perspective started with my mom and my grandmother. They're examples of really strong Black women who supported me. I learned a ton from them at an early age about strength, hope, and perseverance. My grandmother got married young, started a family, and then in her 30s decided to go back to school and to become a registered nurse. You can imagine the things she had to overcome. That perseverance, the commitment to education and excellence has really inspired me to continue that legacy. She taught me to think about not what I can't do, but to say, why not? And to find a way, and then to bring others along and to make a difference for other people. There are many examples of people doing that, and many are participating in this conference. I'm inspired by people finding a way to achieve their goals, to achieve their dreams, in spite of challenges or setbacks. I want to share a few thoughts. An article in Harvard Business Review in March 2019 stated, women of color don't need to be told to lean in. Research shows that the vast majority of them have confidence, ambition, determination, and desire. I'll share a few other insights as I know we often face more challenges. First is dealing with ambiguity, that feeling when you don't think you can do something. I know that I said that women of color, we are ambitious, confident, and determined, but we all have times or moments when we're just not sure, where we may question if we're smart enough, strong enough, or even deserving. That's not abnormal. But if we're going to be bold, take risks, and try new things, expect to experience these feelings at some point. The key is to view them as temporary and surmountable. In the moment, we may not have the answer or enough knowledge or history. This has happened to me lately, being new at Amazon, more times than you can imagine. However, these moments offer an opportunity for personal growth. I believe at this intersection, significant growth can happen if you push through. I remind myself to be curious, ask questions. I ask, what information can I ingest? Who or what can I go see that may help me understand on a deeper level or inspire me? What were some of the techniques they used? When I do these things, it helps to build confidence that I can do this. I can find a way. I also remind myself that I've been in a similar spot before and persevered. The next thing is feedback. It is truly a gift. Feedback is so important, and it can come from many sources: coworkers, your manager, a mentor, other leaders who interact with you. The Harvard Business Review article that I cited earlier also stated that it can be more difficult for women of color to get the critical real-time feedback, the advice that is key to their development. We need our leaders to be unafraid to call out areas of improvement, and we must be open to receiving it. Feedback has been instrumental for me, continuing to grow as a leader and as an individual. You should ask for it formally and informally. Don't be afraid to learn more about how others see you and where you can improve. And finally, don't be afraid to celebrate the wins. That's important too. When you get good feedback, take a minute to understand it and decide how you will proceed. It's up to us to change the numbers, and I know we can. It's conferences like this that allow us time to reflect, recharge, celebrate, and inspire. Congratulations again, and all the best.
Thank you. And to present the Corporate Responsibility Award, please welcome back NASA Ames Research Center Deputy Center Director, Carol Carroll.
Karen Bradford is a phenomenal leader, guiding a dynamic strategic partnership team at NASA Ames Research Center in the heart of Silicon Valley. Under her direction, the Ames Technology Transfer Team has doubled its output of NASA technology to the public. Her critical support of small business innovation research grants and agreement partnerships contribute to collaborations with over 400 organizations to include business, government, and with academia, including an intentional and strategic plan to include HBCUs and minority-serving institutions. NASA and the nation benefit from Karen's fervency to create a diverse and inclusive partnership environment. I am proud to present Karen Bradford.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you to my NASA family as well. My parents, Curtis and Nellie Lewis, were my constant support system and my true north. They were dedicated educators in the Alabama school system. Mom is a teacher and Dad is a principal. Educators who instilled a belief system in my brothers and me to always do our best. And with the support of the village that helps you get there, you bring that home so the village does its best. But even when I was not at my best or making wise decisions, they were clear on what I needed to do to course correct, and also equally clear on their support and their love for me. This is a value that my husband Alonzo and I instill in our 5 children and our 9 grandchildren moving forward. I truly believe that my presence here tonight with all these amazing winners and fabulous women is a direct result of their love and their guidance. Thank you so much for this honor.
It's Gala night, and you know what, Ray? You look awesome.
And you look great too.
Thank you.
It's really the neck piece for me.
Thank you, and I love the pocket square.
You wouldn't imagine how long it took me to get that right.
I can tell you put hard work into it.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. You know the expression, not all that glitters is gold? Well, forget about it. At Women of Color, we know all that glitters is gold when it illuminates the brain power, talent that diversity and inclusion bring to the table. While you might initially be flattered to be in a group where everyone is exactly like you, the outcome would be boring and not reflect reality.
And companies and organizations across the globe recognize the value of having diverse team members so they can benefit from problem solving through different lenses. Mm-hmm. The more diverse the gender and color, the more comprehensive and inclusive the solution.
In an NPR interview, former managing director of the International Monetary Fund, Christine Lagarde, reported that better decisions are made when women and men are together at the table, creating what she calls a larger horizon. For example, she said that banks that count women among the top leadership tend to have better fiscal profiles and lower risk to the consumer.
Think of it as a recipe for success.
Mm-hmm.
The better the ingredients, the better the outcome. That can certainly be said for a mix of gender, race, and socioeconomic status that influences how we strengthen our collective problem solving.
Like tonight's next award winner coming up.
The presenter of the Diversity Leadership in Industry Award is Manufacturing Executive Director for General Motors North America Cars and SUVs. She leads car and crossover vehicle assembly manufacturing across 9 sites. Please welcome Doneen McDowell.
Tammy Golden has referenced several quotes that have shaped her views in how she invests her time both inside and outside of work. One quote from Kobe Bryant that particularly stands out to me: the most important thing is to try and inspire people so that they can be great in whatever they choose to do. The magnitude and diversity of the people she has positively influenced these past 30 years through youth STEM programs, UNCF, and our GM employee resources groups is truly inspiring to me. I am fortunate to have worked with Tammy at General Motors, and I am proud to present her for this award.
Martin Luther King said, "It's not about how long you live, but how well you do it." With my mom as my role model for strength and achievement, I have been purposeful and intentional about living a life that she can be proud of. From Cass Technical High School in Detroit to General Motors executive, I am humbled. From living out my passion in the design and engineering of high-performance vehicles to living with intention around positively impacting the lives of others, I am deeply honored and filled with gratitude that I have blazed the path and brought many along. Thank you, Women of Color.
And thank you for your leadership and really paving the way. We owe it to you to help us take that next step forward. So thank you so much. Our presenter of the New Media Leadership and Industry Award is Vice President of the Data Platform for the AT&T Chief Data Office. She's responsible for serving the data needs of the corporation for reporting, dashboards, visualizations, analytics, as well as the data science teams that are also in the Chief Data Office use. Please welcome Kate Hopkins.
When I think of Rachel Smith, several words come to mind: leader, collaborator, transformation. As part of AT&T's Chief Data Office, Rachel led our data platform transformation team, delivering a 3-year roadmap which will drive massive benefits for AT&T by democratizing data while protecting data privacy and security. As a role model and coach, Rachel has mastered the art of driving with diplomacy and upholding positive peer relationships. Rachel's latest transformation is herself, as she is now leading a large team within AT&T's mobility sales and service organization, delivering extraordinary experiences for AT&T's customers. I'm proud to present Rachel Smith.
Work hard, dream big, and always do your best. Those words were instilled in me at a very young age. I was encouraged often to seek education because once I had it, it could not be taken away. I was in awe of possessing those superpowers. My village has been strong. I've been surrounded by a strong cadre of women who provided vision and leadership when I needed it the most. My work in technology has enabled me to give back directly to young girls and women in support of their STEM education and through mentoring. Thank you for recognizing my contributions to technology.
And thank you, Rachel Smith. And thank you so much for that message as well. You're creating more heroes out there because of education. Gotta love that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here's another chance to win a special prize. This time, just text WOC STEM.Gala2020 to this number, 77948. That number again, 77948. And you'll be contacted if you're the winner. Coming up soon are more STEM superstars from Leidos, IBM, NASA, and Naval Air Systems. But first, we celebrate our award-winning woman of color from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The presenter of the New Media Leadership in Government Award is the director of the U.S. Army Engineering Research and Development Center, Vicksburg, Mississippi, and director of R&D and chief scientist for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. He manages one of the most diverse research organizations in the entire world, 7 laboratories located in 4 states, with more than 2,100 employees, $1.2 billion in annual program, and $1 billion in facilities. Please welcome Dr. David W. Pittman.
Hello, my name is David Pittman, and I'm very pleased to introduce Miss Barbara Pilot from our Burdick Information Technology Laboratory. Barbara is one of our stars. She helped actually develop a process in something called map-based mission planning, one of our premier software programs, to help detect problems early on in the development of the software to eliminate a lot of manual processes. So Barbara's one of our stars, and we really appreciate her winning this award and being recognized as part of the Women of Color Awards. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pittman. My father graduated with his bachelor's degree while working both a full-time and part-time job. He valued getting a quality education and encouraged me and my siblings to do the same. My mother also valued an education and worked long hours to help support the family. My father served in the United States Air Force for 34 years and had other business ventures. My siblings and I all graduated from college with bachelor's degree. 3 of us received our postgraduate degrees, including my oldest sibling, who has a Doctor of Pharmacy degree. Thanks to strong family support, I excelled in my career goals, and I'm blessed to receive this honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara, for your inspirational story, and thank you for sharing that. Your parents must be so proud. The presenter of the Outstanding Technical Contribution and Industry Award is president of the Defense Group for Leidos. He's responsible for leading the delivery of advanced system solutions and services to defense customers worldwide. Please welcome Jerry Fasano.
Dr. Carol Brevet demonstrates an extraordinary commitment to technological achievement, as well as serving as a role model and inspiration to the advancement of women in science and technology. She's worked in numerous chemical technology roles as a team member, leader, and subject matter expert. Carol currently supports the Chemical Security Analysis Center, CSAC, which is part of the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Science and Technology Division. She is recognized as an innovative and creative thinker, and her work at the CSAC provides high value to society as a whole. Please welcome Dr. Carol Brevet.
Thank you, Dr. Fasano. My early education was in segregated schools in Bermuda and the United States. One school was near a dump, and its stench wafted through the windows. Another had more broken window panes than whole ones. And the principal was upset that, at age 6, I already knew how to read and add. We moved to a better neighborhood and a better school. I was the only brown person in the school, and thankfully was placed according to my abilities, which nurtured my STEM talents. As a young teen, I continued gravitating towards the sciences, especially chemistry. My love of science has brought me to this moment where I've been rewarded with an inspiring career and now this prestigious honor. Thank you.
Dr. Brevet, congratulations and thank you so much for sharing your personal story once again and overcoming so much. I'm sure many folks in the audience who are tuning in live right now can identify with your story and they realize that they can do it too. Such an inspiration. Now, the presenter of the Outstanding Technical Contribution in Industry Award is IBM's Services Business Information Security Officer, IBM Fellow and Master Inventor with over 200 granted patents. She is responsible for the technical strategy, development, and delivery of professional security services to IBM clients around the world. Please welcome Rhonda Childress.
Growing up in Brazil, Vanessa Michelini never dreamed of working in the field of cancer care, giving hope to patients. She came to the United States in 1999 and discovered a multitude of career opportunities available to her, but did not see others who looked like her. As a cohort in STEM, she is shaping and inspiring other young ladies and is the one they can see with her innovations. Every so often in your career, a young lady comes along that makes a difference, and that young lady is Vanessa. I am pleased to present Minha Companheira e Grande Amiga, Miss Vanessa Michelini.
Thank you, Rhonda. In the early 1960s, my mother was one of the first women in Brazil to work as a computer programmer. Growing up, I heard her passion for being a pioneer in applying new technologies to solve challenges. 20 years ago, I developed applications using speech recognition when the technology was just coming out of research to be used in industry. And in the last few years, I developed the first artificial intelligence solution to do genomics interpretation in healthcare and life science. This is giving hope and saving lives through precision oncology, which is a revolutionary approach targeting the patient's specific genetic mutations to create personalized treatment plans. This honor celebrates my accomplishment and my mother's inspiration. Thank you.
And thank you, Vanessa. I'm hearing a common theme today. These strong women who are inspiring the next generation often thank their moms for how they helped shape their lives. So thank you to all the moms out there who helped raise these amazing women. Now to present the Technical Contribution in Government Award, please welcome back NASA Ames Research Center Deputy Center Director, Carol Carroll.
Antonella Aluni has worked at NASA Ames Research Center since 2007, first as a research scientist in the Thermal Protection Materials branch, then as an aerospace engineer in the Entry Systems and Vehicle Development branch since 2018. She is a capable, dedicated, and enthusiastic engineer who has a positive impact on NASA missions and projects and ultimately contributes to the advancement of our nation's space research and success. Antonella stands out in her role as lead systems engineer of Petrodactyl, which is a project that is designing innovative guidance and control systems for deployable entry vehicles. I'm proud to present Antoinette Aluni.
Early in my career, with few women secure in STEM positions to bolster my confidence, it was difficult to stay positive. Fortunately, growing up in a female, positive Peruvian household, my parents stressed hard work and education and encouraged me to be my authentic self, embrace differences, and ignore stereotypes. These values continue to be my North Star. In later years, I've found increased support from more women in STEM leadership roles, which has been so gratifying to receive, to give, and to pay forward. I cherish my supportive colleagues, my family, and early mentors. Thanks to your belief in me, I proudly accept this award.
Thank you very much, Ms. Aluni, and congratulations on your award, and thanks again for your contribution and also giving back to others. And also thanks, of course, to her family and the mentors that she mentioned as well. Now, to present the Outstanding Technical Contribution in Government Award, please welcome back Monica Emerson.
Ms. Trina Jackson has supported the Naval Air Systems Command at Patuxent River, Maryland, for the last 25 years as Operation Research Analyst. She is solely responsible in programming and sustainment of the Butler Management Tool, BMT. The tool merges maintenance and supply data into a concise visual and informative display for all of the Navy and Marine Corps intermediate level maintenance, afloat and ashore activities. BMT determines the optimal workload schedule for the repair of individual parts and weapon systems. Trina is passionate about creating user-friendly tools to support the fleet. I'm proud to present Ms. Trina Jackson.
Thank you. I come from a family of educators who all graduated from HBCU schools, so I always knew that was my path. My mother raised me to be fearless and to follow my own direction. When I entered North Carolina A&T State University, there were only 3 of us women in my first electrical engineering class, but that didn't bother me. I followed my own direction. When others decided to change their major because electrical engineering was so challenging, I followed my own direction and graduated. I owe my NavAir career path to Mr. Gary Flinner. He challenged me and showed me how to ask the right questions so I can keep following my own direction. 25 years later, I'm still proud to be supporting and making a difference at NavAir. I thank you for this award. Thank you.
Trina, you had the confidence in yourself to follow your own wisdom, and look where it has taken you. Congratulations on your many achievements. Now let me tell you about our next honoree. She had originally planned to come to CCG Baltimore studio to receive her award live, but then we went virtual, which meant we would not be having honorees come to Baltimore. So you know what Miss Adrienne Somerville said? Not on my watch. I'm coming to Detroit and walking across that stage to get my award. So let me tell you about the recipient of the President's Award. For nearly 3 decades, Adrienne Somerville has operated with agility and ease, abolishing and eradicating old pre-existing beliefs, leaving every naval organization she encountered forever changed. Adrienne has served as a transcending leader, capitalizing on opportunities, going beyond boundaries, embracing change, and successfully navigating uncharted waters. She leads by managing others with sensitivity and strategic insight. Additionally, she performs an abundance of community service as the founding president of Carolyn E. Parker Foundation. As the Women of Color President Award winner, Adrienne remains committed to finding innovative ways to enhance her organization and elevate all those whom she encounters. I am proud to present Adrienne Somerville.
Thank you, Career Communications Group, for affording me this opportunity to address my years of silence. Oftentimes, as women, our silence is misconstrued as weakness. The truth is, for years, I remained silent about being displaced and adopted by my aunt at 10. Silent about my petition to a ward of the court at 16. Silent about my financial brokenness through college. Silent about childhood rejection resulting in internal struggles to be the best mom and the best wife. And even silent about my strong desire to be a leading professional who serves her community. Today, I am grateful for my God-given ability to remove my mask, make strong choices, and share how yesterday's brokenness has become today's breakthrough. Women, we are stronger than we know. Thank you, Career Communications Group and Women of Color, for this prestigious award.
Congratulations, Adrienne. Clearly, you're brilliant, but can we also go dress shopping at some point?
Absolutely.
Right?
My pleasure. I was admiring yours earlier, so
See?
thank you.
Women coming together,
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Congratulations. And thank
very
you for
much.
making the trip out here.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's an honor. Thank you.
Congratulations. You know, Adrienne's a woman who knows how to reset to rise for sure. And coming up soon are more dynamic and accomplished women from the Missile Defense Agency, National Science Foundation, Boeing, and an IBM winner all the way from Ireland. But first up is an award-winning star from Raytheon. The presenter of the Managerial Leadership and Industry Award is Vice President of Naval Power at Raytheon Missiles and Defense, a business of Raytheon Technologies. Her team provides the U.S. and its global allies in the maritime domain with sensors, command, control, and precision weapon solutions to protect allied ships and sailors around the world. Please welcome Kim Ernzen.
23 years ago, Shanique joined Raytheon Technologies as a systems engineer. She moved into becoming a section manager, a production and capture manager, and eventually became the staff executive to the then Raytheon Company's chairman and CEO, Dr. Tom Kennedy. Today, Shanique is the program director, overseeing a 300-person team responsible for delivering the next generation SPY-6 radar to our Navy to change the way they face new and emerging threats. Whether delivering results for our customers, engaging with senior leaders, mentoring new employees, or developing technology programs for youth in her communities, Shanique inspires us all to take on challenges and get results. I am so proud to introduce Shanique Smith.
Thank you so much, Kim. My single mother, a high school educated factory worker in a small town in Georgia, raised me to be fiercely independent. She led by example, instilling strong values of humanity and support for others. My natural love of math and science set me on my STEM path. My mom died my sophomore year in college, but her sense of purpose and mission live on in me and my desire to lead others towards a common goal through my work and community organizations. She, my family, and my coworkers continue to inspire me as I carry on the legacy with my daughter, a STEM engineering student. Thank you.
And thank you, Mrs. Smith, and congratulations, certainly doing your late mother proud and carrying on her legacy and carrying it into the future with your family, including your daughter. Congratulations once again. Now it is time to test your knowledge of women of color history once again. Remember, just take a picture of the QR code and this polling question is going to pop up. How many languages does the 2012 Technologist of the Year, Sonia Sepabon, speak? Is it A, 5, B, 4, C, 3, or D, 1? That answer is coming up. But first, the presenter of the Managerial Leadership in Government Award is the Acting Executive Director for the Missile Defense Agency, Office of the Secretary of Defense. She is the Senior Civilian Advisor to the MDA Director on all issues relating to operational and management activities for MDA's $9.8 billion portfolio. She provides oversight, leadership, direction, and guidance to ensure the effective organization and integration of all functions required to sustain an effective missile defense program. She also serves as the key interface to the Office of the Secretary of Defense, the services, and the Congress. Please welcome Ms. Laura M. DeSimone.
Good evening. I'm Laura DeSimone from the Missile Defense Agency. Ms. Shataria Battle is the Chief Engineer of the Missile Defense Agency's Command and Control Systems Development Program. There, she resolves the most complex, technically challenging problems while leading a team of over 100 government and contractor personnel in a program valued at over $330 million. Ms. Battle directly contributes to the development and deployment of a layered missile defense system to defend the United States, its deployed forces, allies, and friends from missile attack in all phases of flight. Also, she's a community volunteer and inspires others to succeed. I'm proud to present Ms. Tara Battle with the Managerial Leadership in Government Award. Congratulations, Tara.
Thank you, Ms. DeSimone. My mother never put boundaries on me. She encouraged me to dream, but more importantly, she encouraged me to execute. When I told her I wanted to leave Alabama to attend the University of Florida, go Gators, she never flinched. Fortunately, others in my life also influenced me to go beyond boundaries. 3 years ago, I took on a new challenge made possible because of the leadership who believed I was capable of achieving more than I thought was possible. Leadership that allowed this young woman to lead and who continued to support me on my journey. So thank you to the mothers who raise dreamers and the leaders who support the vision. Thank you.
And thank you, Tara. You are part of the network that's helping the next generation achieve even new heights. Okay, everybody, if you answered number 3 for the number of languages spoken by the 2012 Technologist of the Year, Sonia Sepabon, you're absolutely right. Now the presenter of the Managerial Leadership in Government Award is the Vice President for Research and Graduate Programs at the University of the District of Columbia, a Fellow of the African Scientific Institute, and the Vice Chair of the prestigious National Science Board. Please welcome Dr. Victor McCrary.
As a social scientist, Dr. Pakika Khan helps government leaders and policymakers make sense of complex economic issues. Her work at the National Science Foundation informs policymakers about the competitiveness of the U.S. science, engineering, and technology enterprise, including education, workforce, research and development, innovation, and public attitudes, as well as participation of historically underrepresented groups like women and African Americans, Latinos, and in all of these areas. Dr. Khan played a key seminal role in helping the National Science Board's efforts in gathering data to understand the skilled technical workforce, an ever-growing segment of the nation's workforce who do not have 4-year degrees, but possess much needed STEM skills, which are both vital and important to our country's science and engineering ecosystem, as well as national security. Her efforts initiated the groundwork and activities for a new perspective of workforce statistics for the National Center of Science and Engineering Statistics. I am proud to present Dr. Batika Khan.
About scientific storytelling, that is, understanding the world through the lens of objective data and analysis. Why? Because STEM policymakers need unbiased, fact-based information to know what's going on and to develop targeted policies. For example, what are the educational and employment trends among people of color? How do they compare with other groups? How competitive is the United States in investing in critical scientific areas, including health, energy, and the environment? My team and I at the National Science Foundation publish important data and analysis to give people globally a balanced and accurate view of the world they live in. And that is what it means to me to be a social scientist in public service. Thank you for this incredible honor and support.
And congratulations, Dr. Khan. Storytelling when it comes to STEM. Right up our alley, quite frankly, for me at least, as a meteorologist and also as a science and technology reporter. Next up, the presenter of the Technical Innovation in Industry Award is Vice President and Division Chief Engineer for Strike, Surveillance, and Mobility at Boeing Defense, Space, and Security. He oversees the engineering integrity of fighter aircraft, bombers, and surveillance, reconnaissance, and mobility platforms. Please welcome Rob Atkinson.
It is a pleasure to introduce a remarkable colleague, Evelyn Moore. There's so much writing on what Evelyn does at Boeing to support the women and men in uniform, and she does it spectacularly well. The systems she and her teams have developed on the F-15 and the FA-18 fighter aircraft are modern marvels, powerful, advanced, and continuously improved to keep outpacing ever-evolving threats. In addition to her technical prowess, Evelyn is a brilliant leader. She invests in people, brings them together in productive ways, and when things get tough, she calmly and confidently leans in. I am proud to present Evelyn Moore.
Thanks, Rob. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, with my postal worker mother and my homicide detective father and 5 siblings. I wanted to be an engineer since my early teen years after a school visit to Washington University. I am grateful to God for this journey and this amazing recognition. Diversity is the key to success. I thank my parents, siblings, and my husband, Larry, for their constant love and support. Lastly, I would like to thank my 2 sons, Sean and Evan, for being my motivation and inspiring me to be the best person, mother, and leader that I can be.
And they certainly have a strong mom. Thank you, Evelyn. To present the Technical Innovation in Industry Award, please welcome back IBM's Rhonda Childress.
Thanks, Rob. I grew up in St. Louis, Missouri, with my postal worker mother.
With more than 20 peer-reviewed scientific papers and top-tier AI conferences and 8 patents, Dr. Yufeng Ho is a respected young scientist in her field of research. Her passion and enthusiasm for natural language processing keeps her focusing on designing new algorithms for text understanding, and she serves as a great role model for others. At IBM, Yufeng was selected to join Project Debater, the first AI system that can debate humans on complex topics. Together with other colleagues, Yufeng developed AI algorithms to identify evidences from text, which is an essential component for Project Debater. I am pleased to present Dr. Yufeng Ho.
Thank Rhonda for introducing me.
I grew up in a small industry town in China. My mom raised 5 children and worked very hard in a state-owned construction company. Back then, my grandparents could only support her finishing her primary school. But my mom learned construction management through her apprentice years. Eventually, she led a golden steel frame team of 15 exceptional women and won numerous awards throughout her nearly 40-year career. My mom is my hero, who always believed in me. From her, I learned resilience, strength, and passion, the fundamental skills that have enabled me to pursue my goals and to receive this prestigious award. I thank her and thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Ho, and congratulations. So wonderful to see you and also hear about so many heroes in your life. And we look forward to hearing more about others because we have more awardees who are coming up. Here's another text to win moment though. Just text WOCSTEM.Gala2020 to 77948 and you'll be contacted if you're the winner. Stay tuned to see what leading women of color are doing at the MITRE Corporation, Leidos, Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory, and the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. And up next, we celebrate a career award winner at the Air Force Research Laboratory. The presenter of the Technical Innovation and Government Award is Deputy Director of Logistics, Deputy Chief of Staff of Logistics, Engineering, and Force Protection at Headquarters Air Force. Now, she supports the Director of Logistics by providing executive leadership and direction for organizing, training, and equipping over 180,000 technicians and managers maintaining the aerospace weapons system inventory. Please welcome Lisa P. Smith, Department of Defense Senior Executive Service.
Hatcher Solis' hard work, creativity, and exceptional mentorship have propelled her to achieve great success as a scientist and to exceed expectations as our neurobiology cognition team lead. Dr. Hatcher Solis has made it her priority to mentor numerous students and junior scientists along the way. Among her most notable achievements is her development of new surgical techniques and novel, invasive, vagal nerve cuff for her rodent subjects. Her inventions and the extensive basic research they support have helped demonstrate that vagal nerve stimulation can improve memory, which will be used to enhance airman performance and advance the U.S. Air Force mission. I'm proud to present a brilliant and tirelessly dedicated woman of color, Dr. Candace Hatcher Solis.
Thank you, ma'am. My mother, Dorothy Maria Hatcher, is my greatest inspiration in life. She sacrificed and worked hard to provide her family the opportunities she never had. She was my greatest cheerleader, encouraging my love for science and believing in my dream to become a scientist even when I lost confidence. I lost my mother suddenly, right before I started to realize my dream. But I carry her words as motivation each day and strive to be an inspiration to others. Even though my mom is not here tonight, I know she is proud, smiling down from heaven, and I can almost hear her say, "I told you so." Thank you.
This gala so far has been incredible. I have been beyond inspired by everyone. Yeah, we've been resetting to rise all weekend long.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
So when I think about reset, and you're right, we've been resetting, rising, we've been saying it, but what does that mean? And I feel like it means something different to everybody. And for me, I think about the phoenix, one of my favorite mythological creatures, because phoenix falls down, it dies, but then it rises from the ashes in a burst of flames. And 2020 has knocked us down. And I think that it's time for us to turn up, and it's time for us to rise and kind of get back to the grind. And I think that's been seen throughout this entire weekend. You know, we had all these inspirational speeches, all these inspirational stories, and I think that's enough to kind of pick us up and take us over the top.
Nice. You know,
back on track.
Back on track. You know what it means to me? Sometimes you have to tear down the old structures, the old ways of thinking to really get something good there. And that's also what we're doing. We're celebrating the people who have torn down the structures that haven't been serving us to rebuild beautiful things from the ashes of the phoenix, if you will.
Yeah.
And that's what we're celebrating.
Thank you, Ray and Courtney. I got to say, you guys are naturals at the anchor desk. Now for our next award, the presenter of the Professional Achievement in Industry Award is the Vice President of Inclusion, Diversity, and Social Innovation for the MITRE Corporation. She works collaboratively to develop and drive inclusion and diversity strategy within the company, oversee talent acquisition, and establish a new function for social innovation programs, including corporate social responsibility. Please welcome Stephanie E. Turner.
Janine Patterson has spent the last 2 decades solving problems for a safer world. And not just any problems. Janine seeks out the thorniest, most pressing large-scale challenges, from national security threats arising from globalization to innovative data management and federal law enforcement, to most recently applying analytic best practices to help communities tackle entrenched poverty and racial inequities. Her approach to problem solving is bold and disciplined. It's also contagious. Janine motivates others to join the fight, collaborate, and be the change they want to see. She's the definition of a servant leader. It is my honor to introduce Janine.
Thank you, Stephanie, and Women of Color STEM 2020. I am honored to serve our country in this capacity, to get to do good work and to be included among this amazing group of women. I do remember being told that my spot hadn't been earned or being made to feel that I didn't fit in. But thankfully, none of that undermined the way I was raised, with a sense of fairness and determination to do right. You see, I grew up with amazing women of color as role models. Aunts, cousins, grandmothers, and especially my mother, Mrs. Sonia Alston. Women who know the value of hard work, of being smart, and being heard. I'm deeply grateful for standing in their light, and I hope to pass that light on to the next generation, my daughters, Savannah and Olivia. I hope I've made them all proud. Thank you.
Janine, I'm sure you certainly have, and thank you so much for sharing so much about the role models in your own family, inspiring others to be role models in theirs. Next up, to present the next Professional Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome back Jerry Fasano.
Dr. Reina Matsuno currently serves as a lead epidemiologist for the Millennium Cohort Study, the largest longitudinal study of U.S. military service members. She also serves as the co-lead for both the chronic disease and women's health program areas. Reina is a role model, not only to her peers by conducting rigorous epidemiologic research, but also to the team members she supervises. She is known as an exceptional mentor, and her constant support and kindness to her team have been instrumental in helping them grow within their research team roles. I am proud to present Dr. Reina Matsuno.
Thank you, Jerry, for that lovely introduction. My father was raised in abject poverty, yet rose to become the first in his family to earn a college degree. Never wanting his children to struggle like he did, he worked hard to provide a comfortable life for us and instilled the importance of education. An electrical engineer, he encouraged my love of math and science. I have fond memories of going to work with him, learning how to use a soldering iron, playing with his protractors, the chemistry sets he bought me, and the countless hours he spent helping me with my math homework. He passed away 10 years ago from bladder cancer, and I cannot think of a better way to honor him than to continue pouring my heart into my work as a cancer epidemiologist. Thank you so much.
And the world needs epidemiologists more than ever. Thank you, Raina. Now it's my pleasure to present the next recipient of Professional Achievement in Industry Award, Dr. Xiomara Calderon Colon's expertise, technical leadership, innovation, contributions to STEM, and her ongoing commitment to diversity and inclusion demonstrate sustained performance worthy of this recognition. Her expertise combined with her innovative problem-solving approaches have led to new and improved solutions to critical national defense challenges. Xiomara's ability to tackle unique material issues has resulted in numerous publications with major impacts in the fields of biomedicine and materials science. In addition to her technical achievements, Xiomara is active in STEM outreach efforts and serves as a role model to many young people who aspire to pursue STEM careers. I'm proud to present Dr. Xiomara Calderon Colon.
More than 15 years ago, I came to the mainland from Puerto Rico with one goal, graduate school. I was young, naive, and ill-informed, but with an enormous aspiration to move forward in life and help my family. At the time, I was not aware of all the possibilities. However, my life in Puerto Rico prepared me to the uncertain future. Until that point, I knew how to survive just by taking one day at a time, how to be resilient and persistent, and how to keep myself in check by following my core values. At the beginning, I was in survival mode, but I have learned at each step of the way of my journey. Today, and without planning it, life has given me the opportunity to inspire, motivate, and support others, which is the best part of a journey that started almost 40 years ago. Thank you.
Xiomara, congratulations and thank you, and sharing your journey with us and making sure you highlight that you can learn from your journey. Certainly an inspiration to others once again. Now, here's another polling question that tests your knowledge of women of color history. So pick up your cell phones, go ahead and tap that camera icon, take a picture of the QR code, and see just how smart you are with this question that pops up. Which company has the distinction of having 2 Technologists of the Year in the last 25 years? Is it A, IBM, B, Raytheon, C, General Dynamics, or D, Northrop Grumman? Now, I'm honored to present the recipient of the Professional Achievement in Government Award. Ms. Takia Govan began her career at the NRC as a digital instrumentation and control engineer for the past 12 years and has worked as project manager. She is currently the lead PM for the review of regulatory guidance and digital instrumentation and control modifications to commercial nuclear power plants. In the past, she has served as the PM supporting reevaluation reviews for nuclear power plants following the accident at Japan's Fukushima nuclear site and as a PM for combined nuclear reactor operating license applications. Takia has also served as the Equal Employment Opportunity Counselor for NRC staff for the past 7 years. I'm proud to present Ms. Takia Govan.
Growing up in a single-family home, my mother made many sacrifices to provide for our family. One of those sacrifices included leaving behind extended family in a small town in South Carolina in pursuit of career advancement and opportunities in the Washington, D.C. area. That sacrifice and leap of faith opened doors for me to pursue higher education. I was the first in my family to earn a bachelor's and master's degree from 2 top universities and to obtain a career that I love at the Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Sacrifice is never easy, but the rewards, like this amazing honor, are always worth it. Thank you so much.
And thank you to Kia. Now, the answer to the question about which company had 2 Technologists of the Year in the last 25 years is Northrop Grumman. I'm delighted to present the next recipient of the Professional Achievement in Government Award. Jasmine Gilliam represents a shining example of leadership both in the Nuclear Regulatory Commission and at her community. Miss Gilliam champions diversity at the Commission, creating and supporting a positive work environment that enables employees to use their diverse talents to achieve the agency's mission. She shares her talents with young people in her community and sponsors programs that focus on empowering children of color by helping them achieve higher levels of academic performance, leading to consistent collegiate admissions, advanced economic opportunities, and improved quality of life upon graduation and beyond. I'm proud to present Miss Jasmine Gilliam.
Thank you. Going to school in Birmingham, Alabama, I was extremely fortunate to have an excellent middle school and math and technology teacher who saw my potential. In the 7th grade, I decided that being an engineer is all I wanted to do and spent the rest of my school years working towards that goal. What I was not expecting was to be one of the only women and/or minorities in the room. But with the support of my family, the help of my mentors, and my Tuskegee University experience, I eventually learned to confidently take my seat at the table. That's why I'm committed to having more minorities and women find their seat at the table and feel like they belong. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jasmine, and congratulations. And thank you very much for following your passion. Now, here's your last chance to win a special prize this evening. Once again, just text WOCSTEM.Gala2020 to 77948, and you'll be contacted if you're the winner. To present our next Career Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome back from Headquarters Air Force, Washington, D.C., Lisa P. Smith.
Monique Brinson has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to self-improvement and outreach, proving to be an outstanding role model for young STEM professionals throughout her time in the Air Force. From the very beginning of her career in engineering, Monique was pressing forward and leading the way ahead. Beyond her outstanding contributions in her primary duties, Monique constantly seeks out new challenges for self-improvement and for outreach opportunities. Somehow, she's able to find time to give back and inspire youth in her communities. Her performance and accomplishments are consistently impressive, and she always seeks professional challenges and serves as a tremendous role model. I'm proud to present Monique Brinson.
Thank you, Lisa. I'm the third of 4 children. I watched my mother perform miracles raising 4 children on her own. Growing up, she always stressed the value of education. Her examples of sacrifice and hard work inspire me to this day. Though I initially struggled in college to find my learning style, with hard work, perseverance, and the support of my family and mentors, I finished college and 2 graduate degrees. Through my job with the U.S. Air Force as an electrical engineer, I've had opportunity to work on some amazing technologies and also found many ways to give back to the community. I'm grateful for my rewarding career and for this honor.
And we are so grateful for all the work that you're doing. Thanks, Monique. Coming up are more women of color STEM superstars from Abbott, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and the U.S. Department of Agriculture. But first, here is another outstanding award winner from Boeing. The presenter of Career Achievement in Industry Award is Vice President of Boeing's International Government and Defense Organization, which unites Boeing's full international defense portfolio across platforms and services. He's responsible for the growth and execution of international defense business, including overseeing Boeing's entities in the United Kingdom, Australia, India, Saudi Arabia, and Japan. Please welcome Turbo Sjogren.
Good evening. I have the privilege of introducing Tonya Noble on behalf of the Boeing Company. When I think of my time that I've had to spend with Tonya, 3 leadership traits come forward. Her leadership, her ability to be an advocate, and a change agent are strong pieces of her leadership. When it comes to leadership, Tonya's ability to motivate and inspire a team and balance it with empathy are very, very strong. Change agent, her ability to find solutions, to find a way and move the needle, equally so. And finally, when it comes to being advocate, Tonya's voice and her passion within the Boeing Company are strong. And it makes me so proud to be a member of a leadership team with Tonya. I'm humbled tonight on behalf of her peers and colleagues and many members of my leadership team to introduce Tonya Noble. Tonya.
Thanks, Turbo. As a little girl, I envisioned being a teacher. I played with make-believe students, distributing classwork to empty spaces on my bed, but remained fascinated with my Atari video game. I wondered how it worked internally. Then my parents bought a Commodore 64 computer. That changed everything. Not knowing how to operate this thing, I initially deserted it, but Mom subscribed to computer magazines containing software programming instructions. So at age 8, I spent hours typing these foreign words onto the computer, trying to create my own games. Fast forward, I had excelled in math and science, but was clueless about college. I never knew anyone who had gone. So Mom gave me literature about different careers, and I read about a field called engineering. My new sights were set. After starting my career at Boeing, Nesby and Bea exposed me to profound leaders and mentors who looked like me and motivated me to dream higher. Now I am one of them.
That's right, Mrs. Noble. And now as an awardee and also as a mentor and a leader, you're paying it forward to others. Thank you very much and congratulations. The presenter of the Career Achievement in Industry Award is Senior Vice President, Quality Assurance, Regulatory, and Engineering Services at Abbott. In his current role, he leads a global organization dedicated to ensuring that Abbott's quality, regulatory, and engineering values are consistently applied across the corporation, helping ensure the highest quality products for its customers, strict compliance with global regulatory requirements, and a safe environment for Abbott colleagues around the world. Please now welcome Scott House.
Dr. Karen Rodriguez is an accomplished scientific and engineering leader. She currently leads a diverse global team managing facilities and utilities, employee services, and large infrastructure projects across Abbott facilities around the world. Karen has been a diagnostics and pharmaceutical manufacturing leader at different companies while raising 3 daughters. She actively mentors women and minorities in STEM and sponsors internships and external programs to attract, develop, and retain diverse STEM talent. Karen holds a Bachelor of Science degree in biology from Purdue University and a Ph.D. in biochemistry, molecular biology, and cell biology from Northwestern University. I am proud to present Dr. Karen Rodriguez.
Well, what got me to this point? I always knew I could do it. I looked at the people around me, especially the leaders, and I knew I was equally, if not more capable. I had some great bosses, all white men, and I steadily developed as a leader under their mentorship. Then one day, Corliss Murray, a Black female engineer, promoted me to division vice president. And I realized the power that each leader possesses to completely transform the career trajectory of another. So I accept this award in honor of Corliss and all leaders like her who have taken bold steps to advance female and minority talent. And I pledge to continue their efforts. Finally, I challenge all leaders to take decisive actions that create permanent, visible change, not only in our STEM community, but also in our global society. Thank you.
And thank you, Karen. It's so important as you go up the ladder that you look down and you make sure that the next generation is coming up and going even higher. Now it's time to test your knowledge of women of color history. Remember, just use your phone to take a picture of the QR code and this polling question, it'll pop up. What year was the first Women of Color STEM conference held? 1999, 1998, 1996, or 1997? I have to say that that is all way too soon. This should have been going on for a long time. The answer, it's coming up. The presenter of the Career Achievement in Government Award is Commander and District Engineer of the Great Lakes and Ohio River Division for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. He serves as the senior military officer in the division, headquartered in Cincinnati, Ohio, that's responsible for delivering engineering and water resource solutions for the Great Lakes and Ohio River region, which covers 335,000 square miles and encompassing portions of 17 states. Please welcome Major General Robert F. Whittle, Jr.
Colonel Tony Gant is an outstanding leader and a rising star in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. As the commander of the Louisville district, Tony led over 1,000 personnel, both military and civilian, and was responsible for programs totaling over $1 billion annually. The secret to her success is her warm and adaptive leadership style. She's a committed role model, mentor, and advocate for young people, particularly those who are interested in studying STEM. Throughout her career, she's worked with many agencies and organizations across the nation to promote STEM initiatives. What's amazing is how she finds time for this, given all of her professional and personal commitments. She is clearly dedicated. It is my honor to present Colonel Tony Gant.
Thank you, Major General Whittle. When this small town Mississippi girl needed a way to find to pay for college, little did I know that signing a contract for an Army ROTC scholarship would lead to such a fulfilling career. My parents always instilled in me that success is not about you. It's about the legacy you leave in helping others identify and fulfill their purpose. This award and what I've achieved are not mine alone, but belong to the brave souls who come before me, those who have supported me, and those who have paved the way for this journey. It's not always easy being a woman in STEM or being a woman of color, but it's tremendously rewarding to know that you can make a difference. To the female cadets, young officers, and our civilian professionals that are online tonight watching, never ask why me, but rather, why not me? If I can help somebody as I travel alone, if I can help somebody with a word or a song, if I can help somebody from doing wrong, my living shall not be in vain. Thank you, women of color, and God bless you all.
Colonel Gant, thank you very much and congratulations. What a wonderful poem, a poem of inspiration, and your legacy lives on. Look forward to see what continues, not only in yourself, but those who you inspire, especially this evening. Well, now let's see how well you did with the last polling question. The first Women of Color STEM conference was held in 1996. Now, for our next award, the presenter of the Career Achievement in Government Award is the Deputy Chief of Research and Development for the United States Department of Agriculture's Forest Service. He provides leadership and direction to approximately 1,600 employees, including research scientists throughout the United States, carrying out the mission of the Forest Service. Please welcome Dr. Alexander Friend.
Dr. Chavonda Jacobs-Young is the first woman and person of color to lead the billion-dollar research agency of the United States Department of Agriculture. A 2016 recipient of the Presidential Rank Award, she is an elected fellow in the American Association for the Advancement of Science and the National Academy of Public Administration. Actively engaged ambassador whose outreach as a scientific role model attracts middle school girls to the STEM professions. Her stature as an influential woman in science was recognized in the book Black Stars, African American Scientists and Inventors, and in the AAAS If Then statue exhibit highlighting women scientists. She is also a member of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. I am proud to present Dr. Chavonda Jacobs-Young.
My story illustrates how powerful it is for young people to be exposed to role models, to mentors, and to advocates as they sort out the possibilities for living a fulfilled life. My early life journey began in Georgia, in a place called The Bottom, where poverty and disadvantage still persist to this day. My potential contributions and value to society were disguised by my environment, disguised by the culture in which I lived, and disguised by my circumstances. At an early age, I knew that my future reality had to be different. My divorced single mother ensured that she and each of her 3 daughters were college educated. I've been blessed to marry my passion for science with a wonderful career in STEM. Encouraged by my loving husband and 2 children, and so many others who've encouraged and believed in me along the way. I'm especially honored to be acknowledged for my accomplishments with this award tonight. Thank you.
And thank you, Chavonda. I'd also like to point out, I love seeing all of these men proudly introducing our award recipients. It really takes everyone working together to make sure women of color succeed. Now it's our pleasure to welcome the 29 Technologist of the Year to deliver her passing the torch remarks. I am so excited. Dr. Pamela McCauley, the new Associate Dean for Academic Programs in the Wilson College of Textiles, is an internationally recognized industrial engineering researcher in the development of mathematical models, ergonomics, biomechanics, and leadership in STEM. Author of over 100 technical publications, an internationally used ergonomics textbook, and several inspiring books on STEM leadership, Dr. McCauley served as the director of the Ergonomics Laboratory in the Department of Industrial Engineering at the University of Central Florida. Please welcome Dr. Pamela McCauley.
Of course.
So wonderful to see you.
So nice to see you too.
Good evening. So wonderful to be here. And being named the 2019 Women of Color Technologists of the Year was one of the most significant honors of my career. The opportunity to stand among so many amazing and talented women who are truly impacting the world has been profound and humbling. Almost immediately after receiving this honor, I began getting requests for major speaking engagements. However, the emerging impact of the pandemic caused many of those to be delayed or become virtual, like our conference this evening. Entering this year of unprecedented challenge and change, while having this platform as Technologist of the Year, allowed me to have a national impact as I shared my thoughts, perspective, and heart with willing audiences. I have deeply felt the need for us to come together as STEM professionals and to understand how we together can solve national and global challenges that we're bearing down on, us, like tidal waves and on the entire world community. This has included identifying ways to help address the COVID-19 pandemic while trying to maintain access to education for our children, healthcare for our seniors and others, economic security for our compromised communities, and safety for our healthcare workers, all while working tirelessly to try to stem the tide of death surrounding us. And it has taken medical professionals, technologists, engineers, and scientists all around the world pulling together to identify technologies, innovations, and resources to support one another. In the midst of the pandemic, racial injustice boiled over this year with the murder of George Floyd and rampant social unrest that again called on STEM support in confronting and addressing another national crisis. As professionals began seeking ways to use technology for monitoring, communication, and sharing information. Despite these overwhelming challenges, we have seen deeply moving stories of our people coming together to unite, to stand tall, to support each other, and find ways to improve all of our plight. In alignment with this, and I believe as a result of my increased visibility in my role as a Women of Color Technologist of the Year, I was recruited and accepted a position to utilize my STEM strengths to address leadership and technical and social needs as Associate Dean of the Wilson College of Textiles at North Carolina State University. Now to our amazing incoming Technologist of the Year, Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams, who retired from her position as Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for Health, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services on September 1st. You, my sister, have devoted your entire career to the health and well-being of others. We are all so much better because of you. At this time in our nation's history, I cannot think of a more appropriate leader, amazing woman, outstanding human being who is touching the world to pass this torch to.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Dr. Victor McCrary.
Good evening. As a nominator for our 2020 Technologist of the Year, it is a personal honor to be with you this evening. Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams' journey is one of purpose and passion. She graduated from a public high school in Virginia and went on to Hampton University, a historically Black college and university. Sylvia began her career as an officer in the U.S. Army Nurse Corps, which has provided pathways to professional achievement for many women of color. She worked at Walter Reed Army Medical Center and served as a research nurse at the University of Maryland. She also completed 2 internships in the U.S. Senate, where she focused on skilled nursing facilities and scope of practice for nurses and psychologists. In 1992, she began her career in the Commissioned Corps of the U.S. Public Health Service and went on to hold various positions at the Department of Health and Human Services, working to improve access to care for poor and underserved communities. And she never forgot her roots. She began the Deputy Associate Administrator for the HIV/AIDS Bureau in the Health Resources and Services Administration, where she assisted in managing the $2.3 billion Ryan White HIV/AIDS Treatment Extension Act of 2009 for uninsured people living with HIV disease, as well as training for healthcare professionals. In April of 2017, she was named Acting Surgeon General. And in assuming this post, she became the second non-physician to serve as Surgeon General and the second nurse to serve in this role. Upon her recent retirement from the federal government, she was recently appointed a Senior Vice President and Chief Strategy Officer at the University of North Texas Health Science Center. While I have enormous respect for Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams' accomplishments, I've never had the privilege of working side by side with her. Now, let's hear from those who have.
I'm Lieutenant Commander Yvonne Santiago. For the last 4.5 years, I was Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams' Special Assistant through her tour as Deputy Surgeon General, Acting Surgeon General, and Principal Deputy Assistant Secretary for Health. Rear Admiral, from the first time I assisted you at an event, I knew you were special. We attended a Black History Month program at a Washington, D.C. school with an audience of kindergartners through 8th graders. We all know it's tough to keep kids engaged, but they hung on to your every word, especially when you told them they had the potential to grow up to be just like you. I never seen any adult hold kids' attention like that. What you don't know until now is that afternoon, as soon as I got in my car, I called my best friend and told her, this woman is really special. You always commanded presence with poise and grace. We'd often walk into a room where you were told you were not what we expected, which meant they didn't expect you to be a woman of color, and a nurse, let alone a 2-star admiral. But you never let it faze you. And by the time we left the room, you had won everyone over. A true leader has been defined as one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. You are that true leader, and it was a privilege to serve you.
Hello, everyone. I am Laura Ponte, and I have known Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams since 2012 while working at the Health Resources and Services Administration. Though we work in different bureaus, our mission requires much collaboration to promote equal access to health care for underserved populations. After her appointment to acting Surgeon General, I worked under her leadership when the Corps responded to public health emergencies across the nation and abroad. In responding to the Ebola crisis in Africa, she set very high expectations for all the officers in the Commission Corps, and as a great leader, she led by example. Sylvia, no matter how busy your agenda, you always took time to show appreciation to others and thank the support staff in the building and as you ran from meeting to meeting. I especially admire that regardless of all your professional and personal success, you remain humble and always expected from others what you were willing to do yourself. As we continue to face new and more complex public health issues, our nation and the world need more leaders like you. Thank you for speaking up on behalf of those without a voice and for sharing your time, knowledge, and wisdom with me and so many other women, especially women of color. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Commander Luz Rivera. In 2019, Rear Admiral Sylvia Trent-Adams handpicked me to serve as the Regional PACE Director for the Presidential Initiative Ending the HIV Epidemic, A Plan for America. I saw her empathy and compassion towards human suffering and her commitment to ensuring we had an effective and efficient response. We had first met during her visit to the remote area medical in Chattanooga, Tennessee, supporting our 6 members' mental health team mission after a busy weekend serving hundreds of cases and sleeping in the library. She spent time talking with us, hearing about our work, and showing her appreciation, which was amazing for those 6 officers, including me. Rear Admiral Trent-Adams, you have always mentioned starting your career as a U.S. Public Health Service Commission Corps officer working with people living with HIV. As someone who has worked with HIV since the late 80s and lost loved ones due to AIDS-related health condition, I felt drawn to you. On a trip to Dallas, I remember you engaging with a young man who had received the HIV-positive diagnosis the day before. You made sure he understood there was hope with approved medication and demonstrated to all of us that providing well-being is the reason for our daily work. Rear Admiral Trent-Adams, You are the foundation for our commitment to continuing the mission to end the HIV epidemic. And you have opened doors for countless minority women like me. Thank you for inspiring us.
Hello, my name is Admiral Brett Giroir, and I'm the 16th Assistant Secretary for Health for the United States. Dr. Trent-Adams has had a distinguished career serving our nation for more than 30 years. She has left and is still leaving her imprint on so many major public health initiatives. Simply put, she has been truly indispensable to the department's public health accomplishments and to the nation's health. It is not an overstatement, but indeed a fact, that she is an icon in the public health community and a role model for all of us. Her lifelong service, not just to nursing, but to medicine and public health, was recognized in 2018 with her election to the National Academy of Medicine and the National Academies of Practice. Dr. Trent-Adams' substantial contributions are broad, but focus substantially on improving access to care for vulnerable communities. As both a clinician and administrator, she has had a direct impact on building systems of care to improve public health for marginalized populations domestically and globally. All of these accomplishments were made as an officer of the United States Public Health Service Commission Corps, the service I am honored to lead. As an officer, Rear Admiral Trent-Adams exemplified our core values through her entire career. No matter how busy she ever was, she always took the time to mentor junior officers. I often heard her say, "You have to take the time to reach back and help those behind you and mentor them to replace you as a leader." To her, that is the greatest measure of success. I could not be more proud of Dr. Trent-Adams, nor more inspired by her, and I know I am not alone. She has been the singular example of what a colleague and confidant should be. It is now my honor to present the 2020 Women of Color Technologist of the Year Award to Rear Admiral Retired Dr. Sylvia Trent-Adams.
Good evening. Thank you, Dr. McCrary, and thank you, Admiral Giroir, for that warm introduction. To Dr. McCauley, thank you for passing. Look forward to this year working with you and the other Technologist of the Year. This is such a humbling experience, and I'm so grateful to have been considered for this award. I want to also wish congratulations to the fellow awardees. Thank you to those who were kind enough to nominate me. I am so grateful to Dr. Taborn and Dr. McCrary. Thank you for all your work to support women of color in the STEM field and for creating a pathway for the scientists of tomorrow. I want to thank the Planning Committee, the Career Communications Group, the production team, and all who have worked tirelessly to bring this conference ceremony to us virtually. To my Commission Corps officers and to those who were in the video tonight, I thank you for all of your support, your hard work, and dedication. It is because of you and your work that we are able to fulfill our mission as the nation's public health service. And Commission Corps family, thank you for your ongoing support. And I also want to extend a special welcome to my pastor and my assistant pastor. I know that I would not be here if it were not for grace and mercy and guidance of my family, friends, mentors, and colleagues. There are also so many who supported me along my journey that are no longer with us. I know they're with us here in spirit tonight. To the best mom in the entire world, thank you for your support, your love, persistence, and your faith in me. Both my parents inspired my siblings and myself to dream big and to work hard. To my husband, Dennis, and our daughters, Nadira and Alexa, you are absolutely amazing. Girls, you are our greatest accomplishment, and I am so proud of the caring and intelligent young ladies that you have become. You inspire me to work hard and to continue to challenge myself and to do my best every day. Dennis, I thank you for your support and encouragement to pursue my goals. Thank you for all you do each and every day to take care of us. We love you and appreciate all that you have done. I'm so proud to be among a growing group of individuals who are having a positive impact on the world through our passion for science and technology, while also fulfilling our calling to make a difference in the world by caring for man and womankind. Women of color in STEM are changing the world. We are a part of a movement, training, and opportunities to shape innovation and technology in all sectors of science right now and in years to come. We bring a wealth of experience, knowledge, and expertise to the world that can have a positive impact on the lives of so many. This award means a lot to me. I feel honored to have been selected. It renews my obligation to continue the much needed work in STEM and to pay it forward to inspire, motivate, and mentor the next generation of technologists and scientists, whatever their gender or color. This is not something I could have ever imagined growing up in rural Appomattox, Virginia, while volunteering as a candy striper at Lynchburg General Hospital. For us, technology was not a word I recall being in our vocabulary. And being a scientist was quite a stretch for those of us who grew up on a farm. In Appomattox, there were only 3 doctors in the entire county. Most people had to travel outside of the local area to get to a hospital to receive specialty care and even certain treatments such as chemotherapy, radiation, or even cardiac care. Long story short, we lived in a rural, underserved area with barriers to accessing healthcare. I did not understand it at the time, but growing up rural really helped prepare me for the opportunities I have had throughout my entire career, working with underserved and marginalized communities. Early in life, I observed that many people were delaying seeing a doctor because they could not afford care or did not have transportation to gain access to a provider. Unfortunately, over time, at least in my career, this situation has not changed. It has only become more commonplace across the entire country. It is estimated that in 2019, 29.2 million Americans that were uninsured. This is pre-COVID-19. Today, in the midst of the pandemic, we know that there are even more individuals struggling to get access to the care that they desperately need. For those who are insured, many can't even afford premiums, copays, and deductibles to gain access to the care. In many places, just like Appomattox, there are significant health disparities in many communities. As we have seen in the COVID-19 pandemic, disparities in quality and access to care are very common. Trend among the poor and the underserved. This is unacceptable and requires that we all continue to work to improve access to everyone. Looking back on my days as a candy striper, I know that experience did help prepare me for a career as a nurse, as a public health professional, and as a scientist. It exposed me to the sights and sounds of the clinical environment and the possibilities of a career in STEM. Early exposure to individuals in science and in medicine helped me to see myself having a career in health, science, and technology, and a career in helping others. At times in my career, I have been asked, why did I become a nurse? Or why do I do what I do? Well, my answer was often that I like to help people and I love learning about health and the science of disease. But at this point in my career, I answer that question a little bit differently. Now I can answer that question by saying, I want to make a difference. I want to do everything I possibly can as a leader, a clinician, and public health leader to improve access to care for everyone, but especially vulnerable populations. I freely share my interest in health disparities with others and emphasize that it is absolutely unacceptable for gaps in quality and access to exist simply because of where you live, the way you look, or how much money you make. Much has helped shape my view of the world. and I do view challenges as adventures. And that has helped me in my nursing career and in my work in the field of HIV, Zika, Ebola, emergency response, and COVID-19, because it helps me to understand that every challenge and every obstacle can be overcome. Our work, however, is not always easy, and it's not always fun, but at the end of the day, it is very rewarding. It is rewarding to know that something that you can do as a part of your life's passion can help those that are underserved and those in need. And that is why I continue to do what I do. I really enjoy my work. I love people, and I am committed to protecting, promoting, and advancing the health and safety of the nation and the communities where we live, work, and play, and those that we serve across the entire global community. It has been my honor for vulnerable and underserved, those who are rich in spirit and in soul, though they have not been given the dignity and the respect that they deserve. It is through our own personal experiences that we learn the importance of community, service, innovation, and even technology transfer. But we must use every possible tool and every resource to address the needs to solve the very challenging problems of our healthcare delivery system and our public health system in this country and around the world. Each day, we have the opportunity, the humane obligation, to make a difference. I believe one person can affect change, but we are much stronger if we work together. If our efforts are leveraged with others who are dedicated to the same mission, we can achieve so much success. This is a very unique time in history and even globally. We are fortunate to be able to use our skills and our knowledge to contribute to sustainable solutions. Our job is to mount a response to help those in greatest need. It is often said that to whom much is given, much is required. It is up to us to decide what we will do to help our world become healthier, more prepared, and less burdened with preventable conditions and diseases. We must recognize that racial and ethnic disparities exist and take a stand for the social and economic justice required to ensure that everyone has an opportunity to live a long and healthy life. There will be challenges and obstacles to achieve real change, but it is possible. I look forward to continuing efforts to address these challenges, and I look forward to serving as the 2020 Technologist of the Year. In closing, I want to leave you with some words from Booker T. Washington, and I quote, "Success is not measured by the position someone has reached in life, but the obstacles he has overcome while trying to succeed," end quote. We will definitely continue to face obstacles, but we must keep moving forward. Keep overcoming those barriers and never give up. Let us all reset to rise. Thank you all for your contributions to STEM and your support of women of color in STEM. It is such an honor to receive this award tonight, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Godspeed.
Wow. And Godspeed to you, Dr. Trent-Adams. We can hear the applause here in the room.
We got you. That's
can,
amazing.
We can hear the applause also out there in the audience who are watching via live streaming, right?
Absolutely, in their PJs.
And that is actually, that speech right there, that is an acceptance speech for the ages, Priya.
Absolutely. That's what you need in 2020.
Exactly. And it's so poignant, as you said, in these troubled times especially, to go ahead and face those challenges. Because as Dr. Trent-Adams stated, a challenge is just an adventure.
Absolutely. And thank you for your service and everything you're doing to push this envelope forward.
And really an honor to be here this evening with you, of course, and to be honored by being in the presence, even if it's virtual, some of it in person, with the Technologist of the Year, and to all of our award winners. You are amazing women, as you know. We know you've inspired so many, including young people who have joined us throughout this entire conference, including this evening.
I think that's one of the hardest parts of 2020 is that we can't have all these brilliant minds in one room, but seeing it on a screen, you still get that important message.
And the key thing is we've just been told that this presentation, once it's over, it will still be on YouTube and available for people to see over and over again. And importantly, share with others.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep up your vital work on behalf of STEM and women of color as you continue to shine the light big and bright on the golden opportunities that diversity and inclusion bring to all. Reset to rise. The world is counting on you. And we do have a few treats, so keep watching. We've got, look at that, there they go, rocking it out.
Ray and Courtney, thank you very much.
What a great show, and congratulations to all the winners.
Congratulations indeed, everybody. Have a wonderful Saturday night and a great weekend. Great rest of 2020 and the future.
And enjoy the show. We've got more coming up.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you here next year. Women of Color 2021.
That was my line.
Wow, look at this. Look at this, everyone. What a great show. I finally got my band behind me, my quiet storm. Look at these guys. Remember, guys, we're going to have an after party right after this. We're going to have a good time. I know they're going to pull me off of this, but I'm going to enjoy the band a little bit more. And while you're at home, relaxing in your pajamas, or maybe you got on your nice gown or your nice suit, you can rock out with us. To all our winners, congratulations again. Women of Color 2020, Reset and Rise. We have done it. We've done it greatly. Wait till what we're going to do in 2021. We're going to have a great time. But tonight, we're going to rock it out for the rest of the night. So, guys, have fun, and I'll be joining you virtually in some of these parties. Once again, good night.